Hey guys, this one ended up a little bit faster and jumpier than I thought, so if you have problems with bright lights or fast motion, get a little motion sick, or maybe have epilepsy, you might want to go ahead and put this one on slow-mo, mutiny, pick some good music and enjoy it that way, or you can go ahead and skip it. I won't even know. It's totally okay. Just be really mindful when watching this one. I apologize. I'm still getting the hang of this editing thing. Good evening. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm gonna do in the voice. And actually, I don't even know if you could tell I was doing a voice. It's spooky season, my dudes, and it is actually 2 days when this video goes up from Spooky Day in real life, Halloween. I don't really celebrate Halloween. However, the vibes are pretty cool. So I wanted to do a spooky inspired house. The family is super cool for this build, but I'm not going to tell you anything about them because they don't look right in the build video because I just sort of like roughed them out so I could build the house with Sims on the lot. And then I went back and like made them when I wanted them later. This build, by the way, is really fast because there was so much to it. And I do apologize for that, but I didn't want it to be super long because while it's a very cool build, in my opinion, there's also a lot of the sameness in this build. I'll get to it in just a second. So, in honor of spooky season, I wanted to build in Forgotten Hollow. And because Forgotten Hollow is the vampire world, I wanted to have a family with vampire. So, the family that is going to be moving into this house is 2 vampires and a normal sim. I was going to say corporeal. I don't think that's wrong, but I don't think that's right in the context in which I wanted to use it. A normal sim, and then 2 cats. This house is, with cleanup, is the asterisk, functional for the sims, not the cats. Because, as we get into it, you'll see the house is in disarray. The house was left very suddenly mid-move out. So there's furniture all strewn about, the walls are damaged, there's dust and water damage, everything is kind of broken and busted, and there's urns, and it's gross, and it's creepy. This roof fought me really hard for a while, by the way. Also, side note, I built this entire thing, the entire roof line, while listening to a recording of a meeting I missed at work. Because I'm a fidgeter, I can't just like listen to something when I'm watching YouTube or something. I have to have something going on when I'm watching a movie. And so my boss is very aware of this, so he'll send me like the notes to a meeting and he's like, go pick up your crochet or something. This one's about 20 minutes long. I'm like, okay, thank you. So I decided to work on the roof line while I was working on that. So as I'm watching this back, I'm sitting here thinking about work, which was a poor choice on my part. I should have thought that through. I didn't think about the association it would make in my brain. But I guess that works for spooky season, right? It's spooky. I'm thinking about work. Anyways, I wanted an older style mansion. It kind of reminds me of the Empire style mansion that we built not too terribly long ago, but a little bit different. I do like that roofline though. I find it very, what's the word I'm looking for? Not quite imposing. Imposing isn't quite the right word, but it's getting there. Also, supremely disappointed because I built this right before the new swatches came out, and I think the new swatches would have fixed the windows not matching thing on this, but it's cool because there's a plan for this house. Allow me to explain my plan for this house because I'm so jazzed about it. Oh my goodness. I'm really jazzed about The Sims too, and it's really hard to not talk about them, but The Sims family video is not finished yet. And so I don't want to talk about them. But you can see one of them there, and then you'll see the other one inside because he was a vampire and he started melting. So he stays inside for most of the build. But I'll talk about them later. But just if I start talking about them and then stop, understand it's because I can't share them with you yet because they're not done. But oh my goodness. Anyways, point being, this build is in disarray. A new family is moving in. She's going to go through and do a couple of different stages in fixing it, I think. The first stage is she wants to go through, because you'll see inside, it's a mess. She wants to obviously paint all the walls, clean up the floor, clean up all the damage, get rid of the furniture they don't want, and put in newer furniture. And her hubby, the vampire, is all for this. And the other vampire that lives in the house that I won't talk about too much right now, he's all for this. Because the trade-off was like she has to move to this kind of gloomy, Forgotten Hollow situation so that they don't, instantly burn to death when they go outside. Obviously, I know the Sims story is a little bit different. It doesn't really matter. But the idea was like he got to pick the location. She gets to kind of decorate the house. And she's going to do it really bright and pretty, and it's going to be really fun. And I like the idea of eventually her convincing the neighbors to let her do that with their houses too, and then we can have some reno series. That noise you just heard was Watson smacking his head on my desk. Are you okay? You chasing the bug, I'm sorry. Watson is not keen on Spooky Day. He does not find it fun. And where I live, it doesn't really matter because I live out in the middle of nowhere on a farm, so nobody comes out here to trick-or-treat. Which honestly, like when I lived in town and I lived on a dead end, and no one would come to trick-or-treat, it made me sad. But living out here, I'm kind of keen because who's walking down like 10 miles of empty road to come trick? That's creepy. That's the beginning of a horror movie. So don't come trick or treat at my house. Also, I have a little black and white tuxedo who lives on the farm, and I would hate for her to get hurt because people are all weird about mostly black cats this time of year. So. Yeah, all the animals go to bed a little early. My brother sits up and watches scary movies. I tend to read books because that just reading a murder mystery, not even a spooky one, is usually just enough spooky vibes for me. I'm not really a spooky person. That's not really my thing. Although I did play with vampires a decent amount when they came out. I was surprised. Like, I had purchased the pack because I just wanted something different to do with The Sims, and I was like, vampires or not, I don't care. I just want something different. At that point, I was playing quite a bit. And vampires ended up being really, really fun, but I haven't played with them in a really long time. And so now I'm kind of sitting here like questioning everything I knew about the vampire pack, and I really want to play this family. In some ways to get reacquainted with the vampires because I really enjoyed them, like I said. But also because, and I'm finally getting to a point, I am so rambly lately. Oh my goodness. She's going to come in, and this house I think is going to be the house we end up doing for Christmas. So in the time span between this goes up for Halloween and when the Christmas video goes up, I'm hoping to have figured out how to make this house cute and like pretty and livable for her and her husband and the cats, and then decorate it all up for Christmas, because I think I'm gonna reno it in 2 stages. Because the first one I want to do is I want to see how we could decorate this house and make it really pretty and like do the landscaping in the exterior and stuff while keeping, oh goodness, sorry about the flashing around there, but while keeping the interior intact, like most of the rooms and stuff. And then I would like to, I think, do a reno where we also like gut it and make it more open floor plan while keeping the exterior walls. I'm curious to see how that would work. I did get completely distracted by the flashing around. This is a very fast build because it's very dark, as you can see, and I tried to lighten it up in post, but it was unfortunately just really dark, and I actually had my brightness turned up quite a bit, and I had not splashed lights around because I was going for a specific vibe, and I didn't want to splash lights around and then have to chase them out, but I probably should have splashed lights around so y'all could see. But part of the reason this build is so fast, too, is because it very much is the same in every room. It's very fun. It was quite the thinker for me, because it's very hard for me to think in, like, this is abandoned, because part of the creepiness of an abandoned house is everything is just sort of like tossed around, and it's very hard to do like tossed around when you're also trying to like curate a build. So it was really interesting and thinky for me. But watching the footage back, there's a lot of like, and place a spider web here, and place a spider web here. And so I did speed it up pretty quickly, but I'm really excited about how it turned out. I think it's going to be really fun, and then I'm really excited for you guys to see, because I'm really excited to see how it comes together for Christmas when it's a warm, loved, lived-in house again, right? Because that would be really cool, because we don't really know the story of this house. We don't really know why someone moved out as quickly as they did and left a lion's share of furniture, but they did, and so we have to figure out why. Oh yeah, this is me trying to jump into tab a little bit because I put a bunch of like, they're live plants, but they look dead in the wintertime, so it worked out good for me. Ouch, I bumped my desk again. I've got to scoot because I keep bumping my desk. There we go. But I don't intend to play it this way. I will say though, how if you were to clean up, like if you were to move some of the boxes and like change the orientation of the furniture and stuff, when you download the house, I believe I did my best. I believe there is everything in here for like 2 or 3 sims, 2 vampires and a normal sim, or 2 vampires and 2 normal sims, something like that, to be able to play in here. The kitchen is functional, the living room would be functional with some fixing, the dining room would be functional with some fixing, but everything, like all the pieces are there, all the bathrooms are intact kind of thing. So your sim wouldn't die on this lot is the point I'm making, or you wouldn't have to invest necessarily money into fixing it, just time to reorganize everything. The family that I'm going to put in here has cats, so I would have to put money into putting some cat stuff in, and cat stuff will probably just go in the master bathroom because it's the biggest bathroom by far. Bathrooms are really tiny in this house except for the master bathroom, because the master bathroom, I didn't plan it right, and I didn't even realize I was putting furniture in, that it's got the door to the balcony and stuff, so it's huge. But again, I guess that wouldn't matter if you're a vampire because you're not going to go outside. So there is the master bedroom I really like because it's the main master, and then there's a room off to the side for the coffin because she lives, she's a normal sim. I was going to say she lives a normal sim's life. She is a normal sim, and he's a vampire. So I tried to set it up where she could have like her cute bedroom however they want it, but then his coffin is off to the side, and then the sort of mentor vampire sim that is going to live with them has his own room, and then there's a study, and then there's a dining, a living, a kitchen, and a little conservatory for plants. And then there's a secret, which we won't talk about now, but there's an upstairs bathroom, a downstairs bathroom, and the master on the second floor. And then there is a ladder up to the attic. I didn't do anything at all, period, end of it. Ignored it in the attic. However, if you were to continue to play like this family, which I might, or put a family in here that was renovating it or something like that, you might need more space. And I do believe there's space in the attic. You could make another bedroom up there. I don't think you could put a lot up there, or you could make like an art studio up there. Our son might do that. There is also a basement. There's no way to get down to the basement. I liked the idea of it being filled in, but I did try to give you that space to build in as well, so you could really grow into this house, because I wanted it to feel kind of sprawling and grand, but I didn't want it to be so huge that this video was incredibly boring being built, because again, like I said, like you can see I'm reusing a lot of like the torn wallpapers and the creepy dark stuff, and I tried to make all of the light fixtures match because I wanted them to all look like the old gaslight fixtures, and I really tried to make it look like someone had been in the process of like trying to move out and it just hadn't worked. This bathroom almost killed me because in theory it should work, and it was so hard to get it to work. But yeah, so this one was, like I said, very thinky and very creepy because there's like spiders and spider webs and urns and stuff, but most of the main rooms have fireplaces for heating, and I think all the rooms that don't have radiators, there might be a couple missing, but that could just go with the story of the house, because I forget the radiator? Yeah, I know that works. The radiator exists in this game. I love it. It's such a cute little feature, and it's very realistic, especially when you're building older houses, but I forget to use it quite a bit. And so here you can just see me grabbing and putting more cobwebs up, rather. It is bouncing around quite a bit. I do apologize for that. I'll go ahead and put a little bit of a warning on the beginning of this video. But I do think it turns out really cool, and I'm really excited about it. And it's my first build ever like this. I don't think I've ever built anything that looked this strewn about, anything that looked this crazy and dark and creepy, but I thought we needed some good vibes, and this is the first build where I've tried to do a holiday-based vibe too. And it stressed me out so hard, which is dumb because I started building this in August. Had plenty of time, gave myself tons of time, but I was so stressed that I was either gonna forget about it or run out of time, because this time last year we had a major family event and I just stopped building for a while. And which the channel had just been starting. I'm recording this this voiceover, it's October 2nd, but it'll be spooky season when y'all are watching it, but I was just getting the channel started and I didn't know how to prioritize time for recording or anything like that, so I was so paranoid this whole build and editing like process that I was like, I'm gonna miss it, I'm gonna forget to put it up in spooky season, I'm not gonna schedule it right, I'm not gonna put it up for Halloween, it's gonna be so bad, like I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna put all this work in and I'm just gonna have this random creepy build I can't put up until next year. No, I needed to chill out. I was fine. But yeah, weird amount of stress. So here's the screenshots. I think I'll leave you here to enjoy the spook. Not Creepy Hollow, Forgotten Hollow is actually really pretty, but a total pain in the tail end to take screenshots in. That being said, I think I'm gonna go. I hope you enjoy this build. I had so much fun putting it together, and I can't wait to reno it now. I hope you are having a great week, that you're going into a fantastic weekend, that your Halloween is exactly as spooky as you want it to be, and I'll talk to y'all very, very soon.